Good morning. About to go on a little walk.
What are you doing?
A lot of people think, oh, well, once I start like this healing journey, that it's just going to be like a smooth ship, and it's definitely not. And it's hard like to stay grounded.
Bear? What are you doing?
My name is Jordan, and for the last 9 years, I've been living for what many might have looked like a dream. I was a real estate broker in one of the fastest growing cities of America, but for some reason could just never quite find happiness. After being diagnosed with a rare, incurable eye disease that oftentimes leads to blindness, I decided now more than ever is a time for me to follow my true dreams, which is to see the world. So I packed up my bags, packed up my home, and bought a one-way ticket across the world. During my solo travels, I rediscovered a new meaning for life and found that there was hope for me to heal my own body. I'm so excited that you're joining me on this journey as I rediscover me and find that this diagnosis was the best thing that ever happened to me.
I've had a little bit of a challenging couple of days. I wanted to really talk about the fact that like a lot of people think, oh, well, once I start like this healing journey, whether it be like physical or emotional, that it's just going to be like a smooth ship, and it's definitely not. If anything, when you start kind of a journey to get to know yourself more or question like your shadow and like pieces of you that you're not really aware of, like it actually a lot of times brings up a lot of dark stuff. And it's hard like to stay grounded, not fall back into old patterns, not fall back into old mindsets. And I'm kind of experiencing that right now. Like I'm really trying to stay grounded and realize like these are just a part of the process. You're feeling these emotions. It's normal to question, and like you're just feeling fear, like to really like question like, okay, what is it that I'm feeling and where is it coming from, and just process it and then just let it go. Like that is something that I'm trying to remind myself to be doing this week as I've started to go through a lot of different emotions, and just give myself grace. Like if I fall back into old habits of questioning or having fear or victimization, or old habits of like coping with things, like it's okay, um like to give myself grace and realize like this is not just going to be like a smooth ship. Like I'm going to have setbacks, and I think that goes with like everything. I just think that a lot of times people feel that once you like become this healed person, once you start doing all this work on yourself, that everything is just going to be super easy. And a lot of times it's it's harder, or I mean it's just as hard, it's just hard in a different way, because instead of like the old you who would just kind of mask things that were going on, mask your feelings, you start to really question them, observe them, and then like oftentimes a lot of other stuff comes up. So that's kind of where I'm at, and I just like wanted to
What are you doing?
yeah, I just wanted to jump on and like make a video because I don't think it gets talked about enough that this journey is a total up and hill battle. No matter how much work you do on yourself, you know, how many workshops you go to, how many coaches you pay for, therapists you pay for, it's it's always going to be a journey. It is always going to be work, but the thing is once you start questioning um, yourself and your habits and your emotions, once you start observing and questioning them and trying to figure out where they're coming from, it does get a lot easier, or not easier. you just start handling stuff in a lot more healthy way. And although feel like I've like kind of taken a step back, or setback in the past like week, and I'm kind of falling into old mindsets. It's good enough that I'm aware that that's what I'm feeling and that that's what's happening, and to just try to do things that I know are positive, like meditate, spend time in nature, journaling, crying. That's one thing too. Like I gotten so it's so common that like when you get upset, like people try to hold it in, or if you cry in front of someone, people try to like comfort you, like, oh, it's okay. Like, no, like you need to cry. Like get that out of your body. So I've been doing a lot of crying, but crying not because like I'm like, oh my God, like woe is me. It's just crying because I'm feeling fear. I'm like feeling kind of like betrayal. I'm feeling, I mean, like I'm feeling lots of feelings, and it's okay to feel them. And that's just kind of where I'm at. So if you are beginning this healing journey, beginning working on yourself, just know this is not a smooth ship. It gets hard, gets really hard. Especially like, it gets really hard. I mean, I think about this whole journey that I've been on, like leaving my whole life and all of that. Like it's been pretty smooth. Like I've felt very trusting of it, but I think right now I'm starting to really question like everything. But in my heart, I know that this is the right thing. So it's just, I say all this to say that it gets hard. A lot of times you lose relationships, your life changes, you change jobs, you change living locations, relationships change, your finances sometimes. I mean, it's just there's a lot of changes that happen, and it is hard. But I think just trying to maintain the fact that like being trusting and knowing that all of this is happening for a reason. Most of the time, that's pretty easy for me. But right now, it's been kind of hard. But yeah, just wanted to make this video because I know that other people can relate. And yeah, so I'm gonna spend some time in nature.
Bear? What are you doing? Bear, get out of there. Bear.